This week we got 2 great hunts for you. We're still in Northeast Alabama. I'm hunting with good friend Kenny Samples, and Seth's going with our good friend Jamie Sparks to get after some Alabama Longbeards.
Turkey Hunter is brought to you by Browning, the best there is.
Well, the day before, Kenny and I had a heck of a hunt. I killed a single bird to come into the call, and then a few hours later, we call in 3 birds, and Kenny gets a bird out of that group. The next day, Kenny knows exactly where he wants to go. He's got a piece of property. It's a swampy area. It's always got turkeys on it, and he's got a food plot in the back of it. He said, we're gonna go back there in the morning, and I guarantee you there'll be a bird gobbling. Good morning from Alabama. Another cool morning, about 40 degrees. Kenny and I are doing something a little different this morning. We had 2 outstanding hunts go down yesterday. Pretty dang awesome. We're gonna slip around, see if we can't hear one gobble this morning and go to him. So I'm kind of excited to do that. We don't get to do that much. So. Well, Kenny and I get up and we ease out into the swamp. And it starts to break day, and we stop in a spot to listen. And sure enough, we don't stand there 5 seconds, and a bird gobbles right where he said there'd be one. Guys, we in the chips. We heard a turkey. He ain't as far as what we thought the first go. We're gonna try to slip back here to him, get in a position where we can get set up. Let's do it. In that field. Well, we ease back through the swamp. It's about a 500-yard walk through the swamp to get back to this bird. And we ease back through there. Sure enough, Kenny's got a beautiful food plot laid out right there, and the bird is across the food plot, and there's a creek that runs back through there, and he was roosted on top of that creek about 200 yards off that food plot. Well, as I start calling, I notice it's 2 or 3 turkeys, and they start gobbling at the call really good. And they gobble really, really good all the way up until fly down. And when they hit the ground, just like they do early season most of the time, they shut up. Well, I look at Kenny after these birds shut up, and I said, they've heard us, they know we're here. And eventually one of them's gonna come check it out. So we just spend some time right there, and we start pretty calling periodically, just letting them know we're still there. And sure enough, mid-morning, Kenny looks up across the food plot and he says, here he comes. These birds ease out into the food plot, and sure enough, it's a gobbler and a jake. And they lay eyes on the queen hen, and they come right up to her. The gobbler blows up into full strut, and now it's just milking the footage a little bit and waiting on the shot. Well, this bird is in full strut, and he's behind the queen hen, and it almost looks like he's a statue. He doesn't move a muscle for like 5 minutes. And I'm hoping he'll whoop the decoy or mount the decoy, or gobble or something. He does none of that. Well, finally, I decide to put the red dot on his head and take him.
We were just talking about getting up and leaving, weren't we?
I know. All right, guys. It's 10 o'clock. Turkeys gobbled good this morning. Early season. The best thing to do is just post up, give it time, because if you go walking around these open woods, you're gonna bump turkeys. They got quiet. Never said another word after they hit the ground. And Kenny and I was like, let's give it to 10, 11 o'clock. And I heard something scratch, and Kenny says, here they come. Thank you, man. Thank you. Lord have mercy. He was like a statue at the decoy. He wouldn't move. And I'm like, I'm tore all to pieces. I was scared I was going to shoot this tree right here. And I did a little bit. But he would not move, and they're so close, I was scared to call to him, because a lot of times, when it's quiet and they're close, you don't want to mess it up. If you call to him, it can freak them out. That was about 20 yards. Got a rope rolling, Kenny. Well, guys, it took till mid-morning, but we got it done. Kenny and I had a fantastic hunt go down yesterday. 2 of them, actually. And so this morning, we decided to come to a different place and just, prospect and just hear him and go to him. And we don't get to do that a lot. We did that this morning. We heard these turkeys gobble. They weren't on the property we could hunt, but they were close to the line. Beautiful food plot right here Kenny's put in, just beautiful spot. We set up right here. Kenny had made a bushwhack shack here a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad he did, because we had a little bit of cover right there. But we set up, called these turkeys. They gobbled good till they hit the ground. And when they hit the ground, they shut up. Typical early season stuff. The best thing you can do in that situation, stay put, because eventually they're going to work their way over there. And I was talking to Kenny. I said, as soon as they lose them hens, they're going to venture over here. And that was the case. He didn't gobble, but he showed up. We heard some leaves crunch, and Kenny says, here they come. And a Longbeard and a Jake stepped out, seen the queen hen, and walked all the way up to her. He was like a statue at the decoy. He wouldn't move, and I didn't want to shoot because I'd shot the decoy. So I waited and waited till he turned a little bit, and I shot him in strut, so don't hate me for it. I blew his fan all to pieces. But nonetheless, it was a good hunt, a good early season hunt. We got a Longbeard. I can't thank Kenny enough for having me down here in Alabama. We've had some good hunts the last 2 days. And thank you, man. I appreciate it. That was fun, wasn't it?
Turkey Hunter is also brought to you by Apex Competitions, Indian Creek Shooting Systems, Replica Decoy Company, Foot on the Head Game Calls, Grounded Brand Turkey Vests, Apex Ammunition, and Vortex Optics.
Enter the Apex Outdoor Rewards Turkey Challenge in your state. Over $120,000 in cash rewards. Limited number of entries allowed statewide. Every bird is a possible winner. Reward your passion at apexoutdoorrewards.com.
Well, what a great couple of days in Northeast Alabama with Kenny. He always puts me on the birds. We always have a good time. Now we're going to transition over to Seth and good friend Jamie Sparks. They get after some birds on some of Jamie's home turf, and he knows exactly what these turkeys are doing. Well, we've hunted with Jamie in the past, and he's got a podcast called the Alabama Sportsman, and that's actually how we met him. And he's a great turkey hunter, and a couple of years ago he was kind enough and gracious enough to put us on some of his turkeys. We were struggling a little bit, me and Kenny, and he put us on some turkeys, and we ended up getting a double. We're excited to get back after him again with him this spring. Well, Seth and Jamie head out that morning to one of Jamie's known areas. It's a property he's got permission to hunt. He's killed some birds on it in the past, and he knows these turkeys like to roost there. They get the decoys set out. It's a beautiful hardwood setting. It looks like a great place to call in a turkey, and they go to squawking to see if they can't get one to gobble. Well, Seth starts yelping at these turkeys, and sure enough, just silence on the limb. And sometimes that's just how it is. And they don't make a peep. And some time goes by, and sure enough, Seth hears some turkeys fly down. So he knows there's some birds close. Well, Seth keeps calling periodically, and sure enough, he calls up a hen. And this hen comes in behind them and kind of goes around them. Well, as they go around them, Seth's got a feeling that the gobblers are probably in tow with this hen because he heard a couple of different turkeys fly down. Well, the hen gets by him, and when she does, that gives him an opportunity to spin around the tree, just in case the gobblers are in tow. Well, sure enough, it was the right decision because they spin around, and it's not long, and a couple of gobblers start easing up the draw.
Got him. He's going away. Let me call him to us. There's two of them right there.
Well, you could tell these birds are a little apprehensive, but finally one eases into range. Jamie raises his gun and takes the shot, and sure enough, that Browning Maxus rolls him up at about 40 yards.
Got him. Hey, congratulations, buddy.
Well, I've been roosting the turkeys up here, and they've been doing the same thing for 3 days. Well, we're getting here this morning thinking we're going to be right on them. Nope. This is Alabama. If you don't know, this is Alabama. It's hard. Well, we get set up, they're behind us. There's a big holler back here behind us. So we have to reposition ourselves. Hens are right over here. We got one that putted on us. So we thought we were kind of busted. Well, all of a sudden, here comes some more hens. They went on up. Seth said, I think they're going to have to reposition to get right here because they're going to come around this way. And that's exactly what they done. He started calling. They come around this corner. It's probably about 45, maybe 50. I think it's about 45 yards. He started coming this way, and all of a sudden I seen that other one. Well, he stuck his head up. I was able to see him, so I got him. I'm gonna walk down there and get him real quick.
Congratulations, buddy.
Appreciate it, Seth.
What a morning.
Yeah, it's fun, man. You done some heck of some calling right there.
Hey, I appreciate it. That was fun. Guys, I'm here with Jamie Sparks, Mr. Alabama Sportsman. He invited me to tag along with him, and we are in our home county of Calhoun County, Alabama. Believe it or not, it's crow flies. I'm probably 5 miles from my house or something like that. But
well, me too. I just live right over the
right
mountain.
over that mountain.
Yeah.
But absolutely beautiful place of the world. The foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. There's just an incredible turkey population here, and we're hunting on some private ground that you've been doing your homework on. You knew right where these birds were going to be.
For the past 3 days, they've been doing the same thing, been roosting up here in these big oaks, and they've been coming down the hill, breeding the hens, because the hens been roosting behind us. And so then they'll make their way back up here and do their scratching and feeding. As you can tell back there, I mean, this place is tore up. So we thought it was gonna do the same thing again today. Nope, not in Alabama. So the hens were down here, and we seen them coming. We had them come up beside us. Well, the gobblers were way off in the distance. Old Seth, he put that magic on them, and he talked dirty to them, and here they come. They come. We had to reposition just a little bit with our chairs, and they come about 40, maybe 45 yards. I'm guessing because it was thick, and well, anyway, whatever it was, it laid that browning just dropped him in his tracks. I mean, he fell like a sack of bricks.
Well, that gun I'm shooting the Apex 3-inch small town blend, 7.5/9, and it's got an Indian Creek Black Diamond Strike, which is that one's a 6.70. Right. And if he's 50 yards, pull the trigger. And but you did it. You put a hammer on him. Wasn't too cold. We got a little cold snap coming in, but it was 45 or so this morning, and it's going to get up to what, 60 or so today. But I had no idea what was going to happen. We had a couple of hens come in behind us, and I'm glad we moved when we did, because it was the perfect time. And I just happened to look up and saw a white head coming through there. I said, uh-oh, here they go. Here we go. So,
after we moved, it wasn't long at all. I mean, if we would have waited any longer,
we'd been stuck.
Yeah, we'd been stuck.
And I would have never got that bird on camera, because when I swiveled like that, I could film just right through there, and, it worked out perfect for us. But man, this is fun, and I appreciate you inviting me. You guys check out Alabama Sportsman's podcast with Jamie Sparks. I've met him this past year. I had him over to the house. He asked me to do a podcast on my trophy room, and you hunted last year with Russell and Kenny, right?
Yep. They come over to my place, and they both doubled up over there. And I'm hoping if you're free tomorrow, you can go with me, and maybe you can get you one over there.
Well, let's do it. How about it?
We do it, man. We'll do it.
Well, what a great way to end another Alabama season. A couple of great hunts, and can't wait to do it all again next season.